Every offseason, there's that guy that's just showing out in camp. He's at training camp darling. He's that guy everybody's pushing to make the roster. This season, it's clearly, last season I think it was Ian Wheeler. It was a couple other guys. There was a couple names that people were pushing for to make the roster. But this season, I think it's clearly going to be JP Richardson, slot receiver from TCU. He has some return ability too. But this is somebody, day one, made a one-handed catch down the sideline, had a big catch across the middle too. That was nice to end practice. He's just been making plays all offseason, all OTAs, mini camp too. Just that, Hunter Renfrow kind of receiver. Slot receiver, can catch, great hands, great route runner, has some athleticism to him, has a return ability, returned a couple touchdowns at TCU, and last season at TCU he had 733 yards receiving and only 2 touchdowns, but he always finds a way to get open. He's a guy that just knows how to play football. He's just that very coachable guy, a receiver that I think Ben Johnson will love, Antoine Randall L will love, especially with a guy like Luther Burden missing all OTAs. He's somebody that I think could compete for a roster spot, really. And Brad Biggs put out a report, all the plays he made day one, and said this is a guy to watch to make the roster. He's a possession slot receiver, athletic profile, decent size, not great size, but at the very least, he's going to be a practice squad guy. Could be a solid special teams player, could be a solid return man, and that's something that the Bears have been lacking last couple years. This is only day one, but if he continues to keep it up, which I think he will, and get the reps that Luther Burden's supposed to get, this is somebody that could be a wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6, make this roster, and push a guy like Devin Duvernay. Push one of these older guys. It's always nice to see somebody like this. Nice to see that, training camp darling. So hopefully JP Richardson is somebody that makes the roster. I'm really pulling for him. Ryan Poles made some signings too. Trey Flowers and Tanoh Kpassagnon. This is a defensive end that I think could be a roster guy. That could make the roster, I think, along with JP Richardson. Trey Flowers is somebody that's just probably a signing to, make up, Jalen Johnson being hurt. Hopefully Jalen Johnson's able to recover and, be ready for the regular season. He's going to miss a couple weeks, probably miss training camp. But that's somebody I trust to be ready. That's somebody I trust. Like, he doesn't need to be out there because, he knows what he's doing, all pro corner. But Trey Flowers, I'm not too high on him making the roster. He's a veteran. Tanoh Kpassagnon, that's somebody I think is going to make the roster because his versatility, knows Dennis Allen's scheme, 6'7", 289 pounds. This was somebody I predicted the Bears to sign. Glad they got a deal to get him done before training camp. Unfortunately, last season, missed majority of the year with the torn Achilles last offseason, but was able to play the last 3 games. Knows Ryan Poles as well, was on the Chiefs when Ryan Poles and the Chiefs staff and organization drafted him. Won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. In his tenure with the Chiefs from 2019 and 2020, he played 65% of snaps. So this is a guy that has experience, played 8 seasons so far in the NFL, good run stopper, has some pass rush ability, 16 and a half career sacks, 141 tackles. Not great numbers, but he's a solid rotational guy. And with the guy he's familiar with, he could be a pivotal piece for this defense and give us experience that we need. Championship guy, played with the Chiefs, played with great organizations, knows our defensive coordinator. We have young guys on this defensive line. Grady Jarrett, a great veteran with him. Andrew Billings, Montez Sweat, those guys are the older veterans. But after that, Dexter, Daniel Hardy, Austin Booker, Dominic Robinson. So we need that veteran backup defensive end. So I like this signing. I hope we add another guy like a Jadeveon Clowney, but this guy could be a very sleeper rotational guy. He's put solid performances in his career every now and then. 31 years old, but I think he could still be a high-quality rotational guy. So I really love this signing. I think there's more upside with him than the signing of Trey Flowers. Hopefully, like I said, there's another signing that comes within the mix. Davion Clowney, 5 teams are interested in him. I think he's a great run stopper. Had 9.5 sacks with the Baltimore Ravens in 2023. So somebody that had really good production. So I think the Chicago Bears, one of those 5 teams that were interested in him, that it was reported by Josina Anderson. And then I feel a lot better about this defense line. But so far, this is a good step in the right direction. I think JP Richardson and Tanoh are guys that will make the roster for the Chicago Bears. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.